So when we talk about money, there are a few terms like inflation, currency, liquidity, interest rates, and remittance. And while all these might not relate to us on a day-to-day basis, but the fact is that we cannot avoid any of this. And probably the most common term that we know is inflation. And like how a McSpicy extra value meal in 2022 cost $7.30, and in just a short span of 3 years, the same McSpicy or the same meal, which is even smaller right now, costs $8.30. So although it's a small increase of just $1 over 2 years, it might seem pretty small. But in terms of percentage, this is a 13% increase where we might not even get a 5% increment in our daily jobs. So inflation is just one of those terms, and there are many other terms, and there are some terms that most Singaporeans might not be familiar with because it might not impact us too much. But one thing I constantly think about is, how can I make my money work harder for me? And one thing is for sure is that there are many strategies, many tools, and products available out there in the market that can help you grow your money a lot faster. So for example, high interest savings accounts can give you up to 6% in interest. So there are some accounts that will come with requirements, and there are others that don't. And this is where I see the value of stablecoins coming into play. So if you're hearing stablecoins for the first time, here is what stablecoin means. So stablecoins are digital assets designed to represent the value of a real world currency, usually a fiat like US dollar or Singapore dollar. So for example, in Singapore, we have XSGD, which is issued by StraitsX and is pegged 1-to-1 to the Singapore dollar. And then you have USDC, which is issued by Circle, and USDT that is issued by Tether. So both of those are pegged to the US dollar. And this means that one XSGD should always be exchangeable for one Singapore dollar and one USDC or USDT for one USD, excluding any network fee and platform fees. So in simple terms, or TLDR, is that a stablecoin is meant to stay stable and it mirrors the value of currency that it represents. So now the big question here is, how does a stablecoin like XSGD, USDT, USDC stay stable at 1-to-1? So for companies like Circle and StraitsX, these companies hold real fiat money or asset in value for every stablecoin that is minted. So for example, if there's 100 million USDC in circulation, then Circle should have 1 million USD sitting in cash, T-bills or short-term securities in a regulated bank or custodian. So this goes the same for XSGD as well. And this falls under the category of fiat-based stablecoins. The other way to stay stable is like the token DAI, where it is a crypto-backed and over-collateralized token. So as an example, to mint $100 of DAI, you might need to lock up $150 worth of ETH or stake ETH. And then another kind of stablecoin is called algorithmic stablecoins, which has proven not to really work, and the best example that we have here is UST or Terra. And lastly, we got hybrid models that uses a mix of both crypto and smart algorithm. So this is something like Athena's USDE that uses a delta neutral position and funding rates to maintain peg or stability while at the same time offering yield. So with all the definitions done and dusted, here's my case of why stablecoins could be the future. So I myself hold some stable coins, and some of the big reasons for doing so is because I do get to earn quite a good yield or interest from these guys. So on average, I get roughly 7 to 8% interest on stable coins that are paid out on a daily basis. And this means that without jumping through any hoops, doing salary credit, doing insurance, doing investments, I can get a pretty good interest rate, and that is essentially a super high interest savings account for myself. And just putting it into numbers, this is what it looks like. If we have $10,000 USDC earning 6% interest versus 10,000 USD on another platform, of which I found the highest right now is Chocolate Finance at 4.3%, the slight difference that you have here is 1.7%, which results in $178 difference in a year of interest. So the extra $170 could be used to buy yourself a nice dinner, could be reinvested in the stock market, and much more. And the second use case of stablecoin that has helped me quite a bit in the past is in the form of payments. So be it whether I was traveling or paying contractors for work, there are times where stablecoins come into the picture, and this helped me reduce the fees that I needed to pay while using traditional payment rails like Revolut or Wise. So if I'm sending money to a contractor to Indonesia, for example, chances are I'll need to convert Singapore dollars to Indonesian rupiah and I get hit by a conversion fee. And then there's another transfer fee, which can be something between 1 to 2% depending on the platform. But for stablecoins, I get hit by a conversion fee for sure when I'm doing an on-ramp, but when I send it out, the fees are almost as low as 1 cent, and depending on the network you're using, there are many cheap networks out there like Arbitrum, Binance Smart Chain, and Base, which provides very low transfer fees. Last but not least, having stablecoins on hand gives me the option to buy dips when crypto of my liking is at a favorable price point. So for sure, we can purchase crypto that we like with fiat, and I've done a comparison on the different exchanges that you can use to purchase this crypto. If you haven't watched it, I'll leave it in the description down below or the card above. So now it comes to the point of moving forward, what's going to happen. So for me, I'm very much focused on stacking stable coins and having them as a savings account where I can reach into when I need money to buy certain stuff. But during those times where there is not much movement, I know that my stable coins are working as hard as I do. So this brings me to the end of today's video. Do let me know your thoughts on stable coins or whether holding stable coins is something that you will do. And if you do, what are some of the concerns you have or the strategies that you are performing? Meanwhile, I hope you guys all stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.